Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy 4th of July weekend. I hope you're having a good weekend. We just got back last week. I took my son Liam and his friend John to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and um, Water Country, USA. And it was fun. We had a good time. It was good to be back out again. You know what I mean? It almost felt normal for a change. So it was good to be out there playing, running around with my son and his friend. However, I want to share with you in Water Country, USA, I actually had some experiences that really were interesting that I'd like to share with you. Um, Number one is, really seeing yourself for who you are. I know that I put on some COVID pounds. It's no mistake. The scale shows that the clothes feel, but boy, did it become apparent. When you put on a bathing suit for the first time after not putting on one on for a year and go to Water Country USA and decide to go down a simple little water slide. And when like the water slide comes in, like and you go crashing into the pool, it doesn't just like, little waves. No, it was like not even a lie, it was like a tidal wave. I was mortified. I was like was violent waves coming up. And I was the only factor there coming in. Like literally it was like splashing up. I'm like, well, maybe I'll skip the churro today. Maybe we'll opt for the salad. Another thing happened when we were standing in line. Every now and then God gives you kind of a glimpse of what you used to be. So we're standing in line. We decided the last line of the day we decided we're going to bite the bullet and stand in line to ride one more time the water coaster they had there, because we rode it at the beginning of the day over and over again. And we decided we loved it, and we wanted to, it was worth the wait to stand in line for all of us to go ahead and ride it. So we were standing in line, and the line was like seriously like forever. It was taking a long time, and the sun was actually exceptionally hot, and we were just, and we were getting close. The lesbian couple in front of me looked like they were about to faint. One looked like she was seriously about like medical emergency was about ready to happen. Even the lifeguard said, "Does it look like she's going to have a heat stroke and pass out?" I'm like, "Yeah, she does." So anyway, they gave her like a drink of water and she went on. But we're standing in line waiting, and we're finally like, you're so close. You actually, first of all, you have to go hop on a scale, which is always fun. It doesn't tell you your weight though. It just says that you're heavy enough to ride the ride. So me, my son, and his friend, were waiting to hop on the scale, and all of a sudden I see the quick cue, like this man and his entourage come walking up right when we're like, it's like literally like 15 people. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? We've been waiting here all this time, and these freaking quick queue people coming in here thinking they own everything. I was like, oh, he paid for it, so he can go. So I see the guy walk up, he shows his thing, and the lifeguard kind of looks at us, this is only good for 4 people. And he's like, all right. He says something, talks his way, and she says, okay. And so anyway, the entourage and the guy hop on the scale, and they cut in front of all of us. And I'm like, oh, damn quick queue people. And so I finally get on the scale, and we were making our way up, and it has a way you can go this way or that way once you get to the top. And we're like 5 flights up or whatever. And I say, let's go this way. So we turn to the right, and the guy who came in with the entourage, he's sitting there mouthing, just talking away. You could tell the guy loved the sound of his voice. He was like, so I was kind of, I was like, oh, I'm not even gonna engage eye contact. I'm just gonna sit. I'm gonna look out, and just enjoy this beautiful day. But I couldn't help but eavesdrop to what he was saying. And he's like, yeah, this, I do this. I never wait in line. I do this all the time. I just, yeah, this is the best thing in the world. So it became apparent to me, number one, he didn't know the people that he was standing with. So I'm like, interesting. Then I started listening more. And he's like, yeah, I found out about this one time when I needed to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I know what he did. I was like, I know what he did. He freaking, because I used to be a manager at guest services. I used to hand these things out. He went to guest services and said, I've got a mental disability. I've got some sort of, he made up some sort of disability. Maybe he had a disability. I don't know. Sure didn't seem like it. He had it. He said, oh, I got a disability and I need a disability pass, which is basically like a fast pass. They can get on anything with their four people. And it's meant to help people who seriously need it, who seriously cannot stand in line for whatever reason. It's not meant for, some drunk guy who doesn't feel like waiting in line and wants to work the system and cut in front of everybody legally. So I'm sitting there and I'm enraged. I'm like, oh, this jerk. He freaking cut in front of us all with a disability pass. What an absolute jerk. And then I'm like listening, and I was like, part of me just wanted to confront him. It's like, yeah, oh, did you get a disability pass? What's your disability? Alcoholism? Because I got alcoholism too. So maybe I should go and try and get a disability pass as well. I was so pissed off. But I was like, now is not the time to confront obviously raging alcoholic who is there because you're 5 flights up and you still got a ways to go online. So you don't want to be stuck with this guy. And I looked at the people who he was talking to, and they kind of kept looking over at us like, help. I'm like, oh no, you got yourself into this. Hope it was worth it for you to skip in front of all of us for a half an hour. So you had to deal with this guy. And he, finally he made it up to the top of the thing, and the guy was just unbelievable. He's like mouthing, is like, literally the guy didn't stop talking for like the whole 20 minutes we're standing in line, and the people just like, oh yeah, and they'd say a few words to get him. He's like, yeah, oh, and he's cursing around and all these kids. It's like, great, you're just a good family guy. And of course you're reeking of the alcohol. And he gets up to the freaking lifeguard. I'm like, put this guy in the raft and send him down. And he's like, hey, you're pretty red there. And he starts giving the lifeguard hell because he doesn't have the proper sunscreen on. So next thing I know, he's like spraying down the lifeguard. I'm like sitting there going, really? Seriously, this guy is for real? And it's just like, his son's going to need like some serious therapy because his kids were in front of him and they were like in this thing. It's like they have to put the heaviest person has to go in the back of the thing. And while his son was there, it was his wife, his daughter, and his son. He's like, yo, fatso, get in the back. And the kid, okay. And he got in the back. He's like, and he goes to there. You don't need to be nice. He knows it. He knows he's big. Get in there. And he's like, he's my son. I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, just call the therapist right now because he's gonna be needing it. So anyway, finally the freaking guy gets in the thing and they send him off, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And of course, I get in line, get ready to hop on the boat with with my son, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, I'm probably gonna have to tell him that I'm the heaviest one because they're going to probably think Liam is, because he's 6'4", and I know I weigh more than him, so I better just let him know. And before I could even say anything, he's like, "Okay, ma'am, you're in the back." I'm like, "Oh." thus, the salad for lunch again. It's pretty much call you out. They have no problem. But anyway, the point of the moral of my story is that as I sat there thinking about it, I was really pissed off at this guy. I was like, really just could not stop thinking about what an absolute jerk this guy was. And then it occurred to me, it's like, you know why this is bothering you so much? Because that was you. That was you in the day. That you get to see your alcoholism in action, Because back in the day when I was out there partying and drinking, I would have done the same thing that I did. I would have had no problem. If I figured out that you could go to guest services and say you had a disability and get a fast pass for free, oh, I would have been all about it. I would have done it in a heartbeat. And then I surely would have invited half the park to join me, because that's how I am. I'm nice like that. I want to play the hot shot. And that's what the guy did. I was like, oh, he did exactly, that was my disease right there. I watched it. And then I would be sitting there chattering away to the people thinking I was amusing when really I was annoying. And, I thought I was so darn funny back then, and I was not. I was really, I mean, people, I think, sought to get away from me, got much like the people we were watching do it. So I was kinda like watching myself back in the day, the disease in action. And it was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable to see, but it was also gratifying for me to see as well because I'm like, "Okay, that's not you anymore. That's not you anymore. You're rigorously honest in all your affairs. You've got character. Yeah, you had to wait in line half an hour, but you know what? That's okay. You get to stay sober today as a result, and you don't engage in that sick, crazy. Look at me. I'm the big shot. Don't have to engage in that and make an ass out of yourself and m- live like I know that guy. I know that guy, even though I don't know him. I know he's really scared. I know he's really fearful. I know he's going to wake up the next day feeling like hell, if he even remembers what he did. Um, I get, and I was like, I wouldn't go back for all the money in the world. No way, no way. It's not worth it today. Today, my sobriety means so much more to me, and the fact that I've been given this gift and I get to give it to others so freely. It's like, thank God. So it's really, getting to see myself for who I really am today. Yeah, I'm a recovering alcoholic and I got a glimpse of what I used to be. And then I also got a glimpse of the fact that the evidence is there. The COVID 15 or 20 has to go. So I gotta work on that. Maybe that'll be the next Monday message. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. I won't be doing this next week because we're gonna go to Disney and do some more theme parks. It's summer is in full swing. So have a wonderful week, and we will see you in a few weeks for our next thing of Monday messages. Bye.